Does your child struggle to focus, have delayed milestones, or are meltdowns a daily occurrence? As a parent, it is heartbreaking to see your child really face challenges seemingly without answers. But what if I were to tell you that these struggles may stem from a nervous system that is stuck in fight or flight? A state that doesn't just affect the present, but can also change the trajectory of your child's development. My name is Dr. Anthony Pellegrino, and today we are going to dive deep into the hidden role of the nervous system in neurodevelopmental disorders. From ADHD to sensory processing challenges, the nervous system is the foundation of how your child grows, learns, interacts with the world. If they struggle, it's not because they're bad or broken. It's because their brain and body may be stuck in survival mode and they're unable to fully focus on growth and development. So let's talk about the fight or flight response. Now, this is your body's built-in survival mechanism, and it's designed to help your child and you escape immediate danger. So when this is working properly, it's an incredible tool that helps us quickly react to threats and then return to a calm, balanced state. But for many children with neurodevelopmental challenges, their nervous system is stuck here in survival mode, stuck in fight or flight. So what this means is that their brain is going to prioritize survival above everything else. So they will literally redirect blood flow from the muscles to the heart to the lungs to help them escape danger, which is good, but the trade-off is that there's less energy and resources to go to critical functions like digestion, immune function, and most importantly, developmental processes. It's like the body is saying, I don't have time to grow, to learn, or to play. All I care about is surviving. The overlooked piece here, though, is that spinal misalignments or subluxations can act as a major driver of this fight or flight response. It's like the body is saying, I don't have time to grow, to learn, or to play. I only care about surviving. Now, here is really the most overlooked piece. The spinal misalignments or subluxations can act as a primary driver of a fight or flight response. So subluxation occurs when the spine is misaligned or not moving properly. Now this irritates the nervous system. So think of the spine like a superhighway for communication between the brain and the body. When there's interference like static on a phone line, the brain interprets this as stress or danger even when no real threat exists. In a child, this constant stress signal can keep their nervous system stuck in a fight or flight mode. And when that happens, it disrupts the natural order of development. So let's talk about what that looks like. Development happens in a specific sequence. Primitive reflexes or automatic involuntary movements that serve as the building block for all growth should integrate or disappear as a child grows. So this would be like the rooting reflex, very important for a baby, but a 4-year-old shouldn't have it. But when the nervous system is overwhelmed by fight or flight, this reflex integration can be incomplete and leave the foundation shaky. After primitive reflexes are integrated, the next step is where a baby moves into, or a child moves into movement and touch. So crawling, walking, and exploring the world with their hands help children develop body awareness and coordination. But if subluxations are interfering with nervous system function, motor skills will often be delayed and movement is going to feel awkward or difficult. After that is where we get to auditory and verbal processing, where children start to make sense of the sounds and develop their own language. But again, if the lower steps of the staircase aren't developed appropriately, like reflexes and movement, auditory processing struggles can emerge. Finally, at the top of the staircase, we have visual and cognitive processing. This is where problem solving, focus, and academic learning happen. But it's also the most likely place to show symptoms when the nervous system's under stress. When we see symptoms like speech delays, poor focus, or behavioral challenges, it's often a signal that something earlier in the developmental sequence has been disrupted. It's not the problem itself, it's a symptom of something deeper. Subluxations are the most overlooked piece of this puzzle. They're often caused earlier in life through a long labor, C-section, forceps, or vacuum. Basically, birth trauma is the most common thing. Now, these misalignments in infancy can cause ongoing nervous system interference as we develop, and keep the body in survival mode instead of allowing it to thrive. Neurologically based chiropractic care focuses on finding and correcting these subluxations. And by restoring proper alignment, we then reduce irritation to the nervous system and help shift the body out of fight or flight. And what's the opposite of fight or flight? Rest and digest, growth and development, which is where we want to be. When we're in this rest and digest state, This allows the body and the brain to communicate clearly and paves the way for proper reflex integration, smoother motor development, stronger auditory, verbal, and cognitive skills. Now, if your child is stuck in survival mode, it doesn't mean they're broken. They just need help getting the nervous system back on track. Addressing nervous system interference might be the key to unlocking their potential. But call us and schedule a consultation to learn more about how we can help. Your child deserves to thrive.